Is Geno Auriemma the GOAT, Smitty? That's the bottom line. That's the poll question. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Let's dive right into it. Listen, we got some young
thumbnail. When you say the GOAT, you're saying the greatest coach of any sport, just the GOAT of the GOAT.
Yeah. And obviously, we left faces off here. We can't fit 20 guys on here. So, of course, you have Nick Sabans of the world, and you can bring them into discussions. And I would throw Pete Carroll in the discussion, Bill Parcells. There's a lot of guys, right? We could throw a lot of guys on here. What's his name? Shit. The Yankee skipper, I'm losing.
Yeah.
Joe Torre. There's other guys, right? We know. We just put a few guys that are famous names and faces. So that's all we did. Now we could have an open discussion. Don't bring up, why is Saban not on the list? I'm already getting banged on Twitter. By the way, Smitty, why is Saban not on it? Here's a classic social media fuckboys comment.
Yeah.
Why is Saban not on it? And then why is choke artist Bill Belichick on it, who was gifted 2 Super Bowls by Atlanta and Seattle and wasn't anything without Tom Brady? That was his comment, okay? Why is Saban not on it, but why is Saban's mentor on it? Now, make it make sense. I mean, that's the dumb fucks on social media. Why is the guy who taught Saban defense on it, but not Saban?
That's a good
Anyway, listen, there's 4 guys.
Geno's the greatest women's basketball coach of all time for sure. I mean, like what he's done at UConn, like I remember back like when I was in high school, like I was younger. It was like a 2 or 3 year period where they didn't even like lose. Like they were just undefeated for like I feel like 2-3 seasons straight. It felt like, or maybe they lost 1 game. Like it got ridiculous. I mean, his recruiting ability to be able to get the best players, the Maya Moore, the Brianna Stewarts, the list goes on and on. Paige Becker's obviously now. To your point during your intro, you know he's an OG coach, and with this new era, you know what I'm saying, he did kind of hit some tough years. When I say tough for him, because it's natty or bust when you're that great. So when we say tough, I mean, he's been to Final Four, he's still been to Elite Eight, he's still been, really good team, but it wasn't the level of UConn that we've seen in the past. So like he hit a few rocky years, but then he's able to adapt to this new era, NIL era, and be able to still reach the pinnacle. And not only reach the pinnacle, they blew out South Carolina. And that's a team coached by Don Staley, who a lot of people will put Don Staley as arguably the best coach now today, and one of the greatest coaches too, because she has 3 natties of her own. You know what I'm saying? She's building as well. So to win in that fashion in this era, and to do it this long, and to see beyond all that, you see the how much the players love them. You made a good point earlier too. It hasn't been no weird allegations. It ain't been nothing, crazy, nothing like that. It's nothing but love. I mean, we saw, I don't know if you saw at the end, they called a timeout to let Paige Beckers get around, standing ovation. And she just came to complete tears when she hugged, just from, just the career she's had with him, knowing type of leader and man he's been, and role model. So, I mean, he's clearly, to me, the greatest women's basketball coach of all time at the collegiate level. Now, when we talk about being the GOATs of GOATs, that just, to me, it's an impossible conversation to have. Because, I mean, I grew up a Lakers fan. Phil Jackson, to me, is crazy amazing for what he did with the Lakers and Bulls teams. People going to say, well, he had Jordan and Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, but Jordan pretty much retired because they didn't bring Phil Jackson back. So that tells you how great of a coach he was. As great as Kobe was and is, he didn't win without Phil Jackson. So we can say we want about the players he had. Those players needed Phil Jackson too. We know Bill Belichick and his resume. Say what you want about Brady. Brady, especially the first couple Super Bowls, was not the Brady that he became. It was that defense. It was that O-line. It was that structure. It was also Brady needed Belichick. The same way Belichick needed him. We know John Wood. So the list goes on and on to where it gets kind of hard for me to just say Geno's at the top of the top, but he's definitely in the room. He's definitely in the conversation, 100%.
Yeah, a lot of idiots in the chat, man. Danny Sanchez, you obviously know fucking nothing about coaching. You look like a fat Mexican who just eats fucking tortillas all day. So you should just stay out the conversation. Shut the fuck up. You should just shut the fuck up, Danny Sanchez, you fucking dumb fuck. Like, that's where it really needs to just happen. Some people just need to be told the fucking truth. You need to just shut the fuck up. So I'm the asshole that don't know shit and hates women and hates women's sports and all this shit. And then how do you have a women's coach on the thumbnail? See, this is what you guys don't fucking understand. Number one, because I love women. Save girl sports. But what do I know? Here's the reason why. You coach and win. It's called coaching. I don't give a fuck if it's Youth Pop Warner, water polo, or fucking women's basketball. Guess what you have to do? You got to get a certain amount of numbers and bodies to go the same direction at the same time and work for the same goal without having any internal ego issue or fucking side deals, and make the team first. That's what a fucking coach does. I don't care where you do it at. And this man has been to 24 Final Fours, 12 natties, and you think that's just because it's in the women's game where we've had Pat Summitt, where we've had fucking Yeah. And what's the name of UCLA? I was for sure they were going to win, and they got waxed by 30 by Geno. UCLA clearly wasn't ready for the big stage, and they were the best team all year long, Smitty, and got beat like that. But I didn't feel bad for it all because UConn was on a mission because they beat South Carolina the same exact way 2 days later. And maybe, maybe your girl needed a boy. Like she said last year, homie. I'm down. I'm down for men to play women. Well, maybe you needed a boy, homie. No one wants to talk about that, though. I'm so glad.
Don Staley, man.
I'm so glad Geno beat that ass. I'm so
Don
glad
Staley, one of the greatest coaches, three natties, one of the best coaches in the game right now, man.
I'm so glad he beat that ass. God damn, I'm glad Geno beat that ass. That motherfucking broad wanted the fucking boys to play in girls sports and said it publicly.
One of the best coaches in the game. Shout out to Don Staley.
She got humbled by the GOAT. She got humbled by the GOAT, though.
and she paid nothing but respect to him after the game. Showed nothing but respect to that team. All that. So it ain't win them situations. That's all she did at the end, at the post game.
God damn it! I need some dicks out here swinging around. She hot, homie. Oh, damn. I love it. I love it.
Don Staley, man.
Hey, shout out to Geno.
Took the loss with nothing but respect and grace and show respect to Geno on the team.
Dangling out like, hey, catch these other 9. You got 9 more to go. Which she'll never get. But anyway, here's the real. No one said she's the GOAT. They're just saying she's one of the best, not the best right now. So yeah, well,
she got 3 of them though.
But she needs a boy though. But here's the thing:
she got 3 rings though.
I know. She got boys. She needs
won 3 the last 5 natties. So I mean,
she figured it out. That's why I think
everybody slow down.
That's to put Geno.
He lost. I get it. But she won 3 the last 5 natties. Everybody take a deep breath.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Y'all like her or not? We're talking about coaching right now. We're not talking about politics or beliefs. Coaching, she won 3 out of the last 5. Everybody pump the brakes.
Yeah, so let's dive into that. This is where I want to dive into. This is why I think Geno belongs. Here's why. He's lost, and everyone basically said he's done. He in the last so many years since the portal and NIL hit, they said he couldn't figure it out. And this is why we saw Coach K leave and Nick Saban and all these other guys are like, fuck, we don't want to deal with this shit. Geno stuck around, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to adapt or die. And he figured it out. And for him to take a 2 seed and beat 3-1, Smitty, which is the first time since I think the 05 Baylor team, he beat 3-1s on the way to a natty. The first time since 05 Baylor, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. And I don't even, you see my hands are up, and that's just because I'm a fucking savant. I'm an it factor guy. And I know all sports, contrary to everybody's belief.
You studied last night.
I didn't study shit. I was out loaded as fuck. I don't even remember it last night getting home. So here's the thing, Smitty. I got to be clear. He's adapted or died. Social media, dancing, figuring it out. He's adapted. He's got the girls, and the girls have always loved him. Look, you could ask Rebecca Lobo to the fucking all the greats that he's ever had. They've always loved him. And bottom line, you see that team was like, fuck, man. They were the cohesiveness that team had when they blew out UCLA, who was long. UCLA has 2, 6, 7 broads in there, and they were dominating everybody. And then they're like, oh, no way UConn can get inside on this team and blah, blah, blah. Homie, I was like, oh, 35? What the fuck happened to UCLA? So anyway, shout out to Geno. I just think he's in the conversation. And I always tell the story, Smitty. You can make fun of it or whatever, but I used to ask my staff all the time, and I think I've told everybody this before. Like, what coach would you want to go listen to or clinic with? And everybody wanted Saban and Belichick and all these football guys. And I said Geno Auriemma. And everybody thought I was crazy. How are you, a head football coach, wanting to go see a women's basketball coach? Homie, it's a different breed to win as a man again around all women, to do what he's done 24 times and win 12 of them. He is in the John Wooden conversation, homie. I don't care what you want to say. You can talk about men and women and all that shit. And you know how hard I am with the women coaching football, all this shit. I don't care if you're a coach of a team of any gender, of any sport, and dominant as he has been, you cannot just dismiss him. Sorry. Like, you guys are, you don't understand sports then and what it takes to win in a sport. This isn't an individual fencing match or a wrestling match or a boxing trainer. That's why, guess what, Smitty? Those guys are called what? Trainers.
Right.
They're not called coaches. Why is baseball a manager and not a coach? Because he has to manage individual hitters and pitchers when they're one-on-one. Remember, pitchers and hitters are one-on-one all the time. There's no team scenario in baseball that you put all those guys together and play against the other guys. They're one-on-one, homie. Just like wrestling and fucking boxing and MMA and karate and whatever else. But when you're a coach, Smitty, you manage a soccer team, a football team, a basketball team, a fucking... No matter the gender, though, Smitty. No matter the gender. So, just be clear, I want to clarify, coaching is not just for the weary and the weak, homie. I don't care what level you are at.